Hi guys, today we're going to be covering Markdown basics. Markdown is basically a tool that allows you to write uh, plain text that can be converted into really nice HTML. The advantages of using Markdown is that the plain text that you use is easy to read, it's easy to write, it allows you to avoid using some of the HTML tags which can clutter up things and make things harder to read. It's basically suited for writing web content and allowing that web content to be read really easily. It's not a substitute for HTML, of course. Okay, before I get started, I'm going to let you know that I'm using Dillinger.io, which is an online Markdown text editor. On the left-hand side, you can see Markdown, right? On the right-hand side, you can see what the Markdown actually displays in terms of what the HTML would normally output. Okay, so let's get started. To italicize a word, you need to put underscores before and after the word that you want to italicize. So in this case, I've italicized italics by putting an underscore before and after italics. And you can see it here. It's italicized. Great. To bold a word, I need to put two asterisks before and after the word that I want bolded. In this case, this is bolded. And here it is. Headlines are also fairly simple. You don't need to put hashes before and after. Instead, you just need to add a hash before the headline that you want to have and a space. So I have a one hash here, which indicates that I'm writing headline 1, the biggest type of headline that you can write. To write a slightly smaller headline, just add another hash. So you have two hashes, headline 2. You can keep on doing this till you get to headline 6, and that's the smallest headline that you can have. That covers headlines. So to write a link, all you have to do is put the word that you want to contain the link in brackets, and right next to that have parentheses that contain the actual link itself. In this case, I have example.com. So if I look at this view, if I hover over the link, if I open the link in a new tab, it goes to example.com. Neat. Okay, so back to the Markdown. You can also bold a link. It just basically takes the concept of bolding right here, having two asterisks before and after a word, and just putting these two asterisks before and after the link. Pretty simple, eh? And you can make a headline link too, just by having the hash before your link. To do images, simply add a exclamation mark before what your link would be. So basically, an image in the case of Markdown is basically a link. So like you have a URL that points to an image, and then you have a exclamation mark before this little bracket, which is the text that you have. In this case, the text represents alternate text. So it's actually not displayed on the page, but it's used for people who have visual difficulties. To do block quotes, simply add a greater than symbol right before your quote. If I scroll down, you'll see that the quote is indented to indicate that it's a block quote. If I wanted to write an unordered list, all I have to do is have an asterisk, one single asterisk, and then space, and then whatever I want the item to be. In this case, I've written item 1, so I should see item 1 with a bullet. If I wanted to nest this, all I would have to do is have this asterisk and space it 1, and add nested item, and we should see that this item is nested, and you can see that it's indented again to show. To write order lists, they're pretty much the same as you would have them in normal like plain text index. Just write 1, the number, or whatever number it is, period, space, and the item that you want. Neat. To do code, all you have to do is write 3 backticks, write the language that you want to write in, and then the code snippet down in between. And to mark the end of the code, write 3 backticks here. So that's it for the basics of Markdown. If you want to learn more, simply go to the Markdown cheat sheet link here, or go to daringfireball.net/project/markdown, and you can take a look at the syntax that John Gruber, the founder of Markdown, has written. It's a really nice site, explains everything in very good detail, explains the philosophy behind Markdown, and it helps give you a really good overview of why Markdown was created and just how you can do more with Markdown. Okay, that's it. See you later.